Hey, once again, everyone, it's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here with another edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Winter's last hurrah is starting to wind down this evening, but it's been as gloomy and kind of yucky out there as we expected today. And, well, there's something about this date that leads to weather like this, at least over the last few years. Back in 2018, 2 years ago, we had a day sort of similar to this. We picked up at the airport 1.2 inches worth of snow on today's date 2 years ago, and the number today was even a little more impressive. At the airport, we did register 2 inches worth of snow today, bringing our April total up to 4.4. Now, keep in mind, we had zero in March. There was a trace, but no measurable snow in March. So 4.4, though, in the month of April, and 38 was the best we could do at the airport today. Boy, that record looks nice. Back in 2002, it was 84, the record low. 1980, not as nice, at 18 degrees. All right, we've reeled off now 4 consecutive cooler than average days, and actually 7 of the last 9 have been cooler than average, in stark contrast to the relatively mild start to the month of April. April started kind of like March finished, and actually most of March was pretty mild. But the pattern has definitely flipped, and it's one favoring chillier weather, and this time lapse from Niles today shows the quiet conditions at the start, and then the snow pushed in. Had a hard time sticking for a while, but this started to stick a little more efficiently by the second half of the afternoon, enough that some grassy surfaces got covered, car tops got covered, and again, even enough to break out the ruler in some parts of Trumbull and Mercer counties. Now, as of this recording at 6:45, boy, just a chilly, miserable rain falling in most of Mahoning and Columbiana. And we're even seeing that rain snow line finally starting to get up north of I-80 as of about 6:45 this evening. And whatever snow accumulated, it's being washed away starting this evening, and that process will continue into the day tomorrow. So this was always going to be a close call between the rain snow line. I think the snow held on a little bit longer than expected in our northern areas, enough that even as far south as the Austintown area, some communities in and around Austintown, maybe up towards McDonald, Girard, etc., 1 inch amounts sort of common in that zone. Where I live in Boardman, it was pretty much just a dusting, despite it coming down in a decent clip earlier on today. What a temperature variance across our region. We have been no higher than the mid-30s in a lot of Trumbull and Mercer counties today, while Columbus flirted with 50. Charleston was in the 60s. This warm front only got so far to the north, and then it ran out of gas, and we definitely stayed on the cold side of that front. All right, precipitation winds down later this evening, leading to a better day tomorrow. Now, it'd be nice if we had 70 degrees tomorrow. It's only going to be in the upper 40s. But hey, we will take it after staying in the 30s in parts of the area today, while other parts of the area did get into the 40s, mostly down in Columbiana County. But nonetheless, Sunday's going to be even better, at least temperature-wise. Clouds will increase on Sunday, but temperatures will make their way into the upper 50s, at least within shouting distance of average. Keep in mind now, our average high is in the 60s. It's in the lower 60s now. It's easy to lose track of averages at this time of the year. They're rising so quickly, and it's been so chilly over the last few days that it can be a little bit surprising to hear that, hey, average now for the 17th of April is about 61 degrees. Anyway, showers will hold off until pretty late Sunday into Sunday night. So if you need to mow the grass or do something outdoors on Sunday, I think most of the daylight hours will be fine, despite the increase in clouds, and then a decrease in clouds coming our way on Monday. A little bit more of a northerly flow on the backside of that weak cold front. A little bit cooler Monday instead of the upper 50s, probably lower middle 50s on Monday, but I think it'll be a bright and sunny afternoon. All right, let's take a quick look at the next 10 days versus average. Of course, all these blue boxes are below average high temperatures. You'll notice a little bit of a moderating trend as we go towards the second half of next week. Maybe even we get up to about average at the start of next weekend, but that's about as far as I think we'll get in the next 10 days, right around average. I don't see this kind of pattern producing temperatures well above average through probably about the 25th, 26th of April. It's going to be better than the last few days, yes, but the pattern still does not look all that favorable for any sort of sustained warmth. In fact, bear with me for just a second here. I'm going to pull up last night's run of the European long-range forecast. We got a fresh version of this every Monday and Thursday. Let me actually log into my account here and show you what last night's. We call these the European weeklies. They actually are issued twice a week and go out through 46 days. Just like with any other set of modeling, you got to take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. Let me actually show you this view so you can see this a little bit better. And what I'm going to show you here as I roll this forward is you don't see a lot of oranges coming into the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley through the end of the month and even into the first part of May. A lot of blues on this map. This is just not a pattern that's going to produce, I think, a lot of unusual mid-spring warmth. Now, into May, our averages continue rising through the 60s, so a cool day by May 10th is a high temperature of 63 degrees. So we're not talking, snow in May or anything like that. But I just don't think the pattern is going to be real favorable for early season 80s, like we can see at the end of April and into May. This stands in stark contrast, really, to the last few Mays, which generally have been pretty warm. We've had a lot of hot weather, in fact, in the month of May over the last handful of years. At least through the first half of May, right now, it doesn't look all that favorable for any sort of summer-like warmth. That'll do it for me for Weather Geeks on this Friday evening. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you and your family are doing well. Hope you have a good weekend. And I'll see you back here Monday evening for a fresh edition of the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast.